My name is Amanda with Amanda Panda Projects, and today I have the most amazing, adorable thrift flip for you that I made with this birdhouse that I got at my local thrift store. It was half off, always there, so it was $4.50, but I knew exactly what I was going to do with it when I saw it, so I grabbed it and got to crafting. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel or following the page if you're on Facebook so that you don't miss any of the cute videos we have coming this summer. Okay, so I took this little metal birdhouse and I just took all the little stuff off of it, all the embellishments. They came right off with my wire cutters, and then I decided to paint the roof all black with black chalk paint. I painted underneath the roof, and then I did actually the bottom here too, as you can see. So the roof is black and the bottom is black. And then I was gonna leave it flat, but I decided I wanted to put it on some feet just to give it a little something, you know. So I took some large wood beads. I want to say they're like maybe 25 millimeter. You could use any size. You could use smaller ones or bigger. And I just painted them all white with acrylic paint. And then I grunged them up a little bit with my Kiehl's dark wax. And then I waited a little till I glued them on because I was afraid they were going to get in the way. And now for the long, tedious, time-consuming part, which is gluing all this jute rope around and around and around and around. This was super easy to do, but did it take a long time? Yes. Yes, it did. This whole craft probably took me about 2 hours to make, but I went through, I'm not even exaggerating, at least 25 hot glue sticks. So I just used my hot glue gun. I started in the back, and then I just went around the entire thing. It was really easy, actually, but like I said, it was time consuming. This jute rope is like, it's thicker than twine, but it's not as thick as that really thick rope from Dollar Tree. I did get it on Amazon. It came in like a huge spool, and I literally got it for this craft, but I have tons left over and it will come in handy. So once I got all the way up to the opening of the bird's nest, I had to cut it, and then I would start again. So what I did was I just cut it, and then I wrapped it around, and then I cut it again. And then I cut it, and then I wrapped it around. So I started doing the top part like in sections. And then once I got like all the way towards the top, I just went, instead of wrapping it around, because obviously you can't go around the whole entire thing at the top, I started just doing pieces like you see here. So I just started at the end, and then I cut it right there where it lines up, and then I glued it, and then I just did that all over again. So I went shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter pieces all the way to the top where it was just like a little tiny itty bitty piece of jute rope. By the end, the rope was like falling apart because I was cutting it so small. So as you can see, I'm basically just like gluing in strings at the top. But so you couldn't see, I did take rope and then glue it right where the roof meets the birdhouse there. So that way it looks nice and neat and finished, and you can't even tell. Looks like it was made like that. So that was the back that you just saw there. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the front, but I'm going to do pieces on each side of that circle so that I'm leaving the circle totally open in the front of the birdhouse. And to make it look finished in the front, I did the same thing. I just did the rope at the top of the house. And then I also took a circle of the jute rope and glued it right around a circle, right around where that bird's house opening is. I was going to just cover it right up and then like use a black marker or paint to make it look like an opening. But I figured, you know what, why not? I have an actual opening here. Why not make it, you know, just keep it open? And it worked out because in the end, I was able to add some Excelsior. So here I am just gluing the wooden feet to the bottom of the birdhouse. I just gave it like elevated a little bit, no pun intended, actually elevated it. So I took some Excelsior, I glued it down just at the bottom there, added a little bit of greenery. I believe it's like fake boxwood with a little sunflower, added a bee to the opening of the Beehive. Because it's not a bird's house anymore, it's now a Beehive. I took this little, what do you call it? Honeycomb stick. I stained it and then added hot glue, and then I had to wait a long while for it to dry. So while I was waiting for it to dry, I added a little bee to the bottom. I added that Excelsior to the opening, and then I used my King's Gold, which is the perfect honey color. It's a perfect honey color. I used to use Sunset Gold, is it called? Golden Sunset. That one works really good too, but this King Gold I think is even a better honey color. And then I wanted to, it had like so much like empty room from the bottom of the bird's house to where the opening is. So I decided to make a little muslin banner, and I used my stamps. My mini stamps are from Amazon. I just stamped on Be Happy and then just kind of set it down there and then glued the honey stick. What is it called? Is it a honey stick? Or is it a honeycomb? I don't know. But I glued it to the front, added another little bee, and then I have this really large burlap sunflower that I know that I want to add to the top of the beehive, but I wanted to put like a messy kind of fabric bow underneath it because I just wanted it to be like big and messy and full and like almost like it was like taking over the top of the beehive. So I did rip some strips of fabric. I did a very small amount, but I made the loops really big so that it took up a lot of room, and I just made like a loose messy bow. So I'm gluing that to the top there. See how it's like big and kind of takes over? And then I took my burlap sunflower and glued it to the top of that. It just, I don't know. I could have gotten away with just the sunflower as well. If you make something like this, you can obviously do it however you want, but I just liked how this looked. And then I added a little bit of greenery there to tie it in with that little bit of greenery at the bottom. And then I just wanted to add like a loop jute rope like hanger, you know how like a bee's hive would hang. I actually did that after I showed this, but I think the little loop looks cute at the top, and I added another little sunflower there that you didn't see me do. And here it is, all done. I'm so in love with this. I also added some more Excelsior to the top. I did a few things off camera because I was done recording and decided they needed it. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this adorable thrift flip?